In 1889, a broke cowboy walked into a dying town with nothing but $73 in his pocket and a crazy idea. The whole town laughed at him. They called him a fool. They said he was wasting his money. But exactly 4 years later, this same cowboy owned half of Arizona territory. Every single person who laughed at him, they were now working for him. And here's the shocking part. He didn't take anything from anyone. He didn't cheat. He didn't steal. He made everyone around him richer while becoming the wealthiest man in the entire Southwest. His name was Sam Blackwood. And what he did will completely change how you think about money, opportunity, and success. This is not just a story. This is a blueprint. So let me take you back to the summer of 1889, when everything began. Sam Blackwood was 27 years old. He had worked as a ranch hand for 11 years. 11 years of waking up before sunrise. 11 years of breaking his back for other men's dreams. 11 years, and all he had saved was $73. That's not even $1 per month. Most men would have given up. Most men would have accepted their fate. But Sam was different. You see, Sam had learned something working on all those ranches, something that nobody else was paying attention to. He noticed that every successful ranch had one thing in common. It wasn't the best cattle. It wasn't the biggest land. It wasn't even the hardest working cowboys. It was water. Every ranch that thrived had reliable water access. Every ranch that failed didn't. Sam wrote in his journal, and this journal still exists in the Arizona Historical Society. He wrote, "The man who controls water controls everything." Remember those words. They're going to become very important. So Sam saved every penny. He read every book about geology he could find. He talked to every old-timer about underground springs. He was preparing. But for what? He was waiting for the right moment. And in the summer of 1889, that moment arrived. 1889 was the driest year Arizona had seen in 40 years. The Colorado River dropped to half its normal level. Wells that had never failed went completely dry. Cattle were dying by the thousands. Ranchers who had been wealthy for generations were suddenly broke. The town of Mineral Springs, yes, that's the irony of the name, was dying. People were leaving. Businesses were closing. The local bank had just failed. Land that was worth $50 per acre last year couldn't be sold for $2. This was a disaster. But remember what I said about Sam Blackwood. He saw things differently. While everyone else saw death, Sam saw opportunity. He rode into Mineral Springs with his $73, and he did something that made everyone think he was crazy. He walked into the abandoned bank building. He found the old banker, a broken man named Harold Garrison, who was packing up to leave. And Sam said, "I want to buy all the defaulted land deeds you have, every single one." Harold Garrison looked at Sam like he had lost his mind. "Son, that land is worthless. There's no water, the cattle are dead. Why would you want to buy dirt?" Sam just smiled and said, "How much?" Harold Garrison sold Sam 47 defaulted land deeds, covering over 12,000 acres, for exactly $68. Sam had $5 left. The whole town thought he was an idiot. Little did they know, Sam had just made the best investment in Arizona history.
Now here's where the story gets interesting. Sam didn't actually want to own the land. Let me say that again. He did not want to own the land. What he wanted was what was under the land. You see, during his 11 years working on ranches, Sam hadn't just been working, he'd been learning. He had talked to an old Apache elder named Running Horse. This elder had shared something with Sam, something his tribe had known for generations. There was an underground river, a massive aquifer that ran beneath this entire region. The settlers didn't know about it, the ranchers didn't know about it, but the Apache had known for centuries. Running Horse had shown Sam the signs, the specific types of plants that only grow where underground water is close to the surface, the particular rock formations that indicate aquifer access points, the patterns in the landscape that settlers completely ignored. Sam had spent years quietly mapping these signs, and guess what? 23 of those 47 land parcels he just bought sat directly above this underground river. But Sam didn't start drilling for water. He did something far more intelligent. Sam went to every rancher who had lost their land. These men were broken, humiliated. They had nothing. They expected Sam to throw them off their own property. But Sam said something that shocked them. He said, "I'm not here to take your land. I'm here to give it back." The ranchers were confused. "What's the catch?" they asked. Sam explained, "Here's my offer. You continue living on your land. You continue working your land. All I ask is that you help me with one project. We're going to dig wells together. And when we strike water, and we will strike water, we split everything 60-40. You get 60, I get 40. The ranchers couldn't believe it. This stranger was offering them their land back and 60% of any water they found. "Why would you do this?" they asked. Sam smiled and said something I want you to really hear. A rich man surrounded by poor men is just a target, but a rich man surrounded by other rich men is unstoppable. Think about that. Let it sink in. This is the key to Sam Blackwood's entire philosophy. One by one, the ranchers agreed. What choice did they have? And so began the greatest collective effort in Arizona Territory history. 47 families, over 200 men, women, and children, all digging together, all hoping for water. Sam directed them exactly where to dig. He used everything Running Horse had taught him. He watched for the plants. He studied the rocks. He read the land like a book. And on September 14th, 1889, the first well struck water. Then the second. Then the third. Within 6 months, they had 19 producing wells. Clean, fresh, unlimited water in the middle of the worst drought Arizona had ever seen.
Word spread fast. Ranchers from other towns heard about mineral springs. They heard about the water. They heard about the miracle. And they came. They came with money. They wanted to buy land. They wanted access to water. They wanted what Sam Blackwood had created. But here's the beautiful part. Sam didn't sell the land. Remember, he had promised to give it back to the original owners. And he kept his word. Every single rancher got their land returned to them, legally, officially, permanently. But Sam still owned the water rights. He sold water access to every new rancher who moved in. He charged fair prices, not exploitative, not greedy, just fair. Every original family got free water access for life. The new ranchers paid, but they were happy to pay because the water was reliable and abundant. By 1893, just 4 years later, here's what had happened. Mineral Springs went from a dying town of 200 people to a thriving community of 3,000. The 47 original families, they had all rebuilt. Their land was now worth $100 per acre, 50 times what it was worth during the drought. Sam Blackwood owned water rights across 12,000 acres. His 40% share of the well profits, plus his water access fees from new settlers, added up to over $380,000. In 1893 dollars, that's equivalent to about $12 million today, from $73 in 4 years. But here's what made Sam different from other wealthy men. He had made 47 other wealthy families too. He had saved a town. He had created opportunity where there was only despair. When Sam Blackwood died in 1921, the town of Mineral Springs built a statue in his honor. The inscription reads, "He found water where others saw only dust. He found partners where others saw only profit. He proved that rising tides lift all boats." So what can we learn from Sam Blackwood? Let me break it down for you. Lesson 1. See what others miss. Everyone saw drought. Sam saw an aquifer. Everyone saw worthless land. Sam saw water rights. The greatest opportunities are hidden in plain sight. You just have to train yourself to see differently. What is everyone around you ignoring right now? What problem does everyone complain about, but nobody tries to solve? That's where your opportunity is hiding. Lesson 2. Invest in knowledge before money. Sam spent 11 years learning. He talked to elders. He studied geology. He mapped the land. When his moment came, he was ready. Most people want to get rich first and learn later. Sam understood that knowledge is wealth. The money just comes after. What are you learning right now? What skills are you building? What relationships are you cultivating? Lesson 3. Help others win, and you win biggest. This is the most important lesson. Sam could have kept all the land. He could have charged the ranchers rent. He could have taken 90% instead of 40%, but he didn't. He gave back the land. He took the smaller percentage. He made sure everyone succeeded. And because of that, everyone wanted him to succeed. No one sabotaged him. No one fought him. No one resented him. They supported him. They protected him. They celebrated him. When you make others rich, you create an army of people who want you to win. When you take everything for yourself, you create an army of enemies. Lesson 4. Patience is the ultimate weapon. Sam waited for the right moment. He didn't rush. He didn't panic. He prepared for years. And when the opportunity came, he was ready. Most people are in too much of a hurry. They want success now. They want money today. But the greatest wealth is built over time. Sam's $73 became $380,000. That's a return of over 500,000%. But it took 4 years and 11 years of preparation before that. Are you willing to prepare? Are you willing to wait? Are you willing to build?
Sam Blackwood is buried in Mineral Springs, Arizona. His gravestone has just 4 words. He believed in people. That's it. Not he was rich, not he was powerful. He believed in people. That's what set him apart. That's what made him legendary. That's what turned $73 into an empire. He saw broken ranchers and believed they could rebuild. He saw a dying town and believed it could thrive. He saw a drought and believed water was waiting. What do you believe? Do you believe in yourself? Do you believe in the people around you? Do you believe that your moment is coming? Because it is. The question is, will you be ready? Sam Blackwood was ready. And now it's your turn. Start preparing. Start learning. Start looking for the water in your own life. Because I promise you, it's there. You just have to believe enough to dig. If this story inspired you, if Sam Blackwood's strategy showed you something new, then subscribe to this channel. Because I have more stories like this. Stories of cowboys, pioneers, and forgotten geniuses who built empires using strategies that still work today. Hit that notification bell because your next breakthrough might be in the next video. I'll see you there. Now go find your water.